You ain't got to take a picture. We gonna be on TV. Hell.
Yeah.
We finna take your glasses off, man. Let me see.
Meet Oprah's twin.
Hello!
Carol Woodall of Los Angeles bears an uncanny resemblance to the Queen of Talk. But before Carol became Oprah's double, she was actually homeless, living in a van with her 3 kids.
What if you saw a copy of yourself, a person who looks exactly like you in every detail, every gesture, but is someone completely unfamiliar? That moment is both chilling and fascinating. Each of us would react differently to the realization that another version of ourselves exists out there. And these famous black celebrities that I'm about to share have experienced that feeling firsthand. Will they be shocked, frightened, or even amused? Are you curious about what happened next? If so, let's explore these strange encounters and the emotions that can't be described in words when 15 of these famous individuals come face to face with their doppelgangers. 1. Barack Obama, the mysterious encounter before history called his name. In June 2006, on the island of Boa Vista, Cape Verde, Barack Obama, then a rising yet relatively unknown senator, decided to take a break on the sparsely populated island of Cape Verde. The trip was meant to offer him a chance to escape the political pressures and find inspiration among nature. Upon arriving at the tour meeting point, Obama was stunned when he saw the tour guide, Jose Oliveira. Not only did Jose look exactly like him, but he had the same mannerisms, the same smile, and even the same posture that left Obama speechless. Other tourists started whispering comparisons, their astonishment evident. Jose, with his warm voice, guided the group through ancient villages, sharing the history and culture of Cape Verde. But throughout the tour, Obama's gaze kept meeting Jose's, filled with curiosity. At the end of the tour, Jose shook hands with every tourist, smiling warmly at Obama and casually saying, "It's interesting meeting someone I can call my twin." Obama simply smiled back, but inside he couldn't shake the feeling of unease. Back in the US, he recounted the bizarre encounter to close friends, and they saw it as a strange story worthy of telling. By 2008, Barack Obama was officially the President of the United States, and the world began paying attention. Unexpectedly, back in Cape Verde, Jose Oliveira became a local sensation when residents began recognizing him as an uncanny lookalike to the newly elected president. Local media covered the story, dubbing him Cape Verde's Obama doppelganger. Rumors even spread that Obama once considered using Jose as a stand-in for certain community events due to his demanding presidential schedule. Jose, at first amused by the attention, found himself flooded with tourists, eager to see the Cape Verdean Obama. Though they never crossed paths again, Jose became a part of history, forever tied to the story of the first black U.S. president. 2. Morgan Freeman, the mysterious doppelganger, behind Hollywood scenes. In November 2017, on the set of The Nutcracker and the Four Realms in Los Angeles, Morgan Freeman, by then a living legend of Hollywood, walked onto the set with his usual calm demeanor and commanding presence. The film crew was preparing for a complex scene where he had to appear in a backdrop of lights and fog, requiring a stand-in to handle lighting setups. As Morgan approached the backstage area, he suddenly stopped. Standing in front of him was a man who looked eerily similar. From his sharp eyes and subtle, magnetic smile to his composed demeanor, everything seemed as if Morgan was looking at a mirror image. The only noticeable difference was the braided hair, easily hidden with a simple wig. The man was a professional actor, model, and voice artist from England. The film crew had invited him to fill in as Morgan Freeman's stand-in for intricate scenes. Upon seeing Morgan, the stand-in smiled, approached politely, and greeted him. Morgan remained still, his eyes narrowing with curiosity. After a few seconds of silence, he burst out laughing. "Oh, Lord, I don't know whether to be proud or bewildered seeing my double. Who hired you for this?" The stand-in chuckled softly, explaining how his striking resemblance had landed him numerous jobs. However, Morgan, who was known for his high standards, wasn't fully convinced. He challenged him. "If you really want to stand in for me, try this scene right now. But remember, Don't lose the essence of Morgan Freeman. The stand-in confidently stepped onto the stage, effortlessly delivering his lines. His deep, resonant voice and calm charisma were indistinguishable from Morgan's. The film crew and Morgan stood in awe, and even he had to admit the stand-in was flawless. By the end of the day, as they sat down to talk, Morgan Freeman realized that this actor wasn't just a copy of his appearance. He shared Morgan's professionalism and passion. They both laughed at the thought of audiences being confused by the sight of two Morgans on the set. The story of Morgan Freeman's doppelganger quickly spread. The stand-in became a sought-after name in Hollywood, a curious reminder that even legends can encounter their own version in the form of another. 3. Steve Harvey, the strange encounter with his twin on stage. In May 2015, at the set of the TV show Family Feud in Atlanta, Georgia, Steve Harvey, the renowned host known for his humorous and charismatic style, was preparing for a special episode featuring two unique families. One of these families, the Harvey family, included his own relatives, while the other family, the Johnson family, had a special member, James Johnson, a contestant who looked exactly like Steve down to the smallest detail. As James walked onto the set, Steve couldn't believe his eyes. Standing in front of him was a man with a smooth brown complexion, a distinct mustache, and a cheerful smile, all identical to Steve's. The audience was equally amazed, whispering and pointing in disbelief. Steve, known for his confidence and wit, approached James and said, "Hey buddy, I don't know if I have a long-lost twin, but if I do, it's definitely you." This meeting quickly gained attention within the Black community, especially on social media platforms. Many expressed their amazement and amusement at the uncanny resemblance. Throughout the taping, Steve and James created a hilarious and heartfelt performance, leaving the audience in stitches. Their similarities extended beyond just appearance. Their humor and audience interaction were nearly identical. After the taping, Steve shared on his personal social media, "Today I met a twin brother I never knew I had. James Johnson, this man looks just like me. What an interesting experience." 4. Eddie Murphy, the surreal encounter with his stand-in. In June 2024, on the set of Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. in Los Angeles, California, Eddie Murphy, the legendary detective Axel Foley, was preparing for a dangerous rooftop scene in the film. The film crew had set up equipment for the risky shots with a stand-in who bore an uncanny resemblance to Eddie. Eddie stood nearby, wide-eyed and slightly shocked. The stand-in confidently stepped forward, smiling politely and offering a handshake that made Eddie burst out laughing, shaking his head and saying, "Man, I've heard people say I have a long-lost twin, but I never imagined someone would look this much like me." The stand-in, with his natural ease and radiant smile, responded humorously, "Maybe we should get a DNA test." Eddie laughed even harder, signaling for the crew to continue filming. However, throughout the dangerous scene, Eddie couldn't keep his eyes off the stand-in. He moved with agility and professionalism, like a younger, more energetic version of Eddie. Once the scene was wrapped, Eddie approached the stand-in seriously, but still with a smile, saying, "You know, I've always been concerned about having someone else stand in for me. But today, I have to admit, you're one of the best I've ever seen." Eddie and the stand-in chatted for a while about their lives, careers, and instances when they had been compared. They shared laughter, creating a memorable moment amidst a stressful filming day. 5. Will Smith, the fortuitous mix-up at the hospital. In June 2024, at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles, California, Will Smith spent his weekend visiting the hospital for a routine dental checkup. After an initial consultation, he was asked to get an X-ray of his teeth. Will sat quietly in the waiting area, accustomed to his calm and composed demeanor. Meanwhile, Shad Ellis, 43 from Bedfordshire, a performer who had spent 25 years appearing at clubs, weddings, and corporate events as a Will Smith lookalike, was coincidentally at the same hospital for a stomach scope due to unusual abdominal pain. Shad was used to being mistaken for Will, but today's mix-up went beyond the ordinary. As two nurses came out from the X-ray room and the endoscopy room, they accidentally handed Will the stomach scope results while giving Chad Will's X-ray results. The resemblance between the two was so striking that the mistake seemed inevitable. Will looked at the result sheet, puzzled. Stomach scope? But I only came here for a dental checkup. He frowned, inspecting the sheet closely to see another name. Shad Ellis. A look of disbelief crossed his face, and he approached the front desk for clarification. Meanwhile, Shad, sitting in a different waiting area, held Will's X-ray results in his hands, thinking, "This is strange. I came here for a stomach scope. Why does this say Will Smith?" When he saw Will's name on the sheet, Shad raised an eyebrow and quickly made his way to the front desk to sort things out. At the front desk, the two finally crossed paths. They stood still for a moment, staring at each other like looking into a mirror. Will spoke first, still bewildered. "Don't tell me. This stomach scope is yours." Shad looked at his result sheet and chuckled. "Well, this X-ray is yours. I didn't expect to meet you like this." The two exchanged results, sharing laughs as the moment unfolded. Will learned that at the beginning of 2022, Shad had even been hired as his stand-in for a project, though due to scheduling conflicts, Will couldn't attend the filming. The meeting ended with both men laughing heartily and leaving the hospital with a memorable story to share with friends. 6. Don Cheadle, meeting his twin brother to clear up the rumors. On November 19, 2023, at the Staples Center, Los Angeles, after a tense game between the Los Angeles Lakers, Don Cheadle, the famous actor, walked out of the VIP section to leave the court. Not far away, Freddie Gibbs, the renowned rapper, was chatting with friends. Curious glances from the crowd continuously focused on them. The reason was clear. The striking resemblance between the two had been a topic of discussion for years. The story resurfaced when a broadcast during the game mistakenly identified Gibbs as Cheadle. To clear things up, Gibbs decided to film a short video right at the court. Upon learning of the situation, Cheadle didn't hesitate to join in to put an end to the misunderstandings. In the video posted on X, formerly Twitter, Gibbs briefly introduced, "All right, everyone, this is Don Cheadle. I'm Freddie Gibbs. We're not the same person." Cheadle nodded, adding a humorous comment that had both of them laughing. They quickly clarified the situation. They were sitting in separate sections during the game, with no connection to the on-air mix-up. The video ended with a friendly hug, and their smiles made the crowd applaud in support. Just a few hours later, the clip became a viral sensation with millions of views. Fans left humorous comments like, "The Hollywood twins have cleared it up. I can't believe these are two different people." Don Cheadle later spoke about the incident on a talk show. "It's funny to be mistaken for a rapper like Freddie. Of course, it just makes the story more interesting. But I still have to clarify, I can't rap." Gibbs, not one to miss an opportunity, responded in a comment on X. "Thanks, Uncle Don, but I definitely don't want to play a role in Hotel Rwanda. I'm still young." 7. Queen Latifah, the twin from the past. On March 3, 2018, New York City, a chilly afternoon, Queen Latifah casually entered a small bookstore in Brooklyn. As she searched for classic novels, she stumbled upon a book titled Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. The cover featured Zora's portrait, sharp eyes, a radiant smile, and a confident face that seemed to emanate strength. Latifah stood still, feeling as if she were looking at her own reflection in an old photograph. She immediately bought the book and flipped through its pages once she got home. The deep story and powerful narrative pulled Latifah in, but what held her gaze was the portrait at the end of the book, where Zora's face seemed to pierce through with an expression as if saying, "We have some connection." Latifah began researching Zora and discovered that Hurston once lived in Eatonville, Florida, and was a pioneering writer during the Harlem Renaissance. The more she learned, the more she found their eerie similarities, from their appearance to their fierce determination in their careers. Curiosity led Latifah to the Zora Neale Hurston Museum in Eatonville. Upon entering the main exhibition room, she was stunned to see a large portrait of Zora, so vivid that she exclaimed, "My God, that's me, or her." A museum curator, noticing Latifah's reaction, smiled gently. "It's fascinating, isn't it? Zora was one of a kind, but I believe she'd be thrilled to know that someone from the 21st century resembles her so closely." Latifah was speechless. An eerie sensation washed over her. Later, the story of their resemblance spread rapidly on social media, with some fans suggesting that Queen Latifah should play Zora in a biopic. Latifah responded that the idea was intriguing, but no one knew for sure if she had a project like that in mind. If she did, the film would be more than an artistic endeavor. It would be a way for Latifah to affirm that, though from different eras, Zora's spirit lives on through women like her. 8. Jay-Z, the mysterious photo from the past. On May 10, 2013, at the New York Public Library early in the morning, Jay-Z entered his familiar public library in Manhattan. Today he intended to simply browse through a few books on music and history. But an unexpected discovery awaited him on the large screen at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture. On the screen appeared a black and white photograph from 1939. A group of young men stood silently on a Harlem sidewalk, dressed in vintage attire. But what caught Jay-Z's attention was a man among them. A man who looked exactly like him. The face, the stance, and even the natural demeanor that Jay-Z was known for. Sylviane A. Diouf, who oversaw the digital collection, stood beside Jay-Z, smiling lightly. "Do you see it?" she asked. "I still can't believe it. It's like seeing you in a photograph from the past." Jay-Z stood in silence for a while, staring at the photograph. A strange feeling washed over him, as though part of history was coming alive through that image. "This can't be a coincidence," he murmured, his gaze fixed on the man in the photo. "We're talking about a time travel experience, right?" Jay-Z chuckled, though his expression remained thoughtful. "I don't know if this is a joke or the truth, but this feels surreal." Jay-Z stepped closer to the photograph, his eyes deep in thought. He couldn't stop imagining the stories behind that man, what his life had been like, what he had done, and how they could share such an uncanny resemblance. "What if I have another version of myself from a different life?" Jay-Z whispered, though the question hung in the air unanswered. "Or a reminder that everything can be connected, whether in the past or present." Others in the library began gathering around, staring at the mysterious image. Some even took pictures to share on social media. The library quickly became buzzing with speculation about the origin of the mysterious man. Despite countless theories, the photograph remained an enigma. That's what made it controversial. Someone who looked like Jay-Z but from a completely different era. 9. Drake. Can't forgive fake Drake. Drake, the global hip-hop star who has conquered the music scene for over a decade, has reached monumental milestones with albums like Nothing Was the Same, Take Care, and most recently, Certified Lover Boy. Drake's fame comes not only from his music, but also from his powerful persona, distinctive style, and captivating personal stories. However, an unexpected incident occurred in October 2021 in Miami, when an impersonator, known as Fake Drake, emerged with a hairstyle and demeanor eerily similar to Drizzy. Fake Drake, whose real name is Izzy, 22 years old, from Toronto, made a living by performing at small venues and creating an almost perfect replica of Drake. But this wasn't an easy feat. In October 2021, he took part in a performance alongside Lil Wayne and Tory Lanez. Soon after, a video of Fake Drake circulated on social media. Drake, known for his assertive personality and no-nonsense attitude, was furious. He warned Fake Drake not to use his name for fraudulent purposes, and ever since then, Fake Drake has remained silent on social media, perhaps genuinely wary of Drake's warning. 10. Oprah Winfrey. The surprising encounter on her own show. Oprah Winfrey, the media icon and talk show queen, captivated millions with her show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, which aired from 1986 to 2011. Meanwhile, Carol Woodall, an ordinary woman, experienced significant life changes, from being a single mother to becoming homeless, before discovering an uncanny resemblance to Oprah. On September 13, 2017, during an episode of The Oprah Winfrey Show, Carol Woodle stood up and introduced herself. The audience couldn't believe their eyes when they saw a woman who looked exactly like Oprah. Oprah, famous for her grace and adaptability, couldn't hide her astonishment. She stepped closer to Carol, her eyes curious and a smile forming on her face. "Hi there. I must admit, we share an uncanny resemblance," Oprah said, her voice filled with surprise. Carol, slightly embarrassed yet proud, responded, "I've heard many people mention this before, but today, meeting you in person makes it real for me." This encounter not only created a stir in the studio, but also gained attention across media platforms. Both Oprah and Carol expressed feeling like long-lost sisters after the meeting. Following the encounter, Carol was invited by Oprah to participate in several events and TV shows, opening a new chapter in her life. 11. Rihanna. The viral lookalike with a makeup game. Rihanna, the singer, entrepreneur, and fashion icon with millions of fans worldwide, is not only renowned for her chart-topping hits, but also for her influence in the entertainment industry. Priscilla Beatrice, 28, a regular girl who became a sensation on social media, bears a striking resemblance to Rihanna. She didn't just replicate the look, but also mastered Rihanna's makeup style, poses, and demeanor, making her look almost like the real Rihanna. This became especially viral on August 17, 2020, when Priscilla Beatrice transformed herself into Riri, with images that mirrored the pop star. The situation became even more interesting when Rihanna, herself, posted a photo of Priscilla on Instagram with a playful caption, "Where the album Sis, var R9." Social media erupted with discussions about this uncanny resemblance. Beatrice never imagined she would be transformed into Rihanna's official lookalike, and surprisingly, instead of being angry, Rihanna joked about the situation. 12. Beyonce. The famous lookalike causing fan confusion. Beyonce, the iconic singer, dancer, and music producer, has become a symbol of strength and talent in the entertainment industry. With countless successful albums and spectacular performances, Beyonce not only shines in music, but also in fashion and social causes. Brittany Williams, a girl from Detroit, Michigan, became an internet sensation after people began asserting that she looked exactly like Beyonce. Her appearance, along with her mannerisms and expressions, had fans convinced she was Beyoncé's long-lost sibling. Each time she appeared in public, she was swarmed by fans, chasing her down and seeking photos as though she were the real Beyoncé. Williams didn't just resemble Beyoncé physically, but her every gesture, smile, and even her presence convinced many she was the lost sister of the legendary singer. Even though some were in awe, others speculated whether this was an elaborate impersonation. Regardless, Britney's presence left a lasting impression on fans, generating a fervent discussion on social media and media outlets. 13. Michael B. Jordan, the most controversial lookalike in Hollywood. Michael B. Jordan is one of the most prominent actors today. With impressive roles in blockbusters like Creed and Black Panther, Jordan has proven his acting prowess not only through talent, but through his captivating presence and unique charm. Interestingly, despite the clear differences between him and Nick Cannon, many still confuse the two due to certain similarities in their features. Nick Cannon, a well-known television star with a solid career and high-profile relationships, once married to Mariah Carey, became part of an online frenzy when a video surfaced showing Cannon and Jordan looking nearly identical. This misunderstanding worsened during an entertainment event when Jordan took the stage, and the crowd erupted in confusion. Fans began questioning if it was Cannon or the real Michael B. Jordan. The commotion was intense, with fans trying to approach him for photos and autographs, resulting in security intervention. The controversy didn't end there, as rumors circulated that Cannon attempted to impersonate Michael B. Jordan to revive his acting career, adding fuel to the ongoing debate. 14. Kim Kardashian, confronting her double on the runway. Kim Kardashian, the epitome of beauty, power, and wealth, is globally renowned for her undeniable achievements. From her reality show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, to her thriving fashion and cosmetics brands, Kim consistently tops the list of influential figures in Hollywood. Interestingly, Camilla Osman, a model with a striking resemblance to Kim Kardashian, quickly became the center of attention. With sun-kissed skin, sharp eyes, and bold fashion choices, Osman could easily deceive even Kim's most loyal fans. Her presence on social media, where she frequently shares seductive images, only heightened the illusion. The story became even more interesting when Kim Kardashian and Camilla Osman both appeared at a major fashion event, causing a shock with their almost identical appearances. When Kim realized her doppelganger's presence, her reaction was one of surprise, but not tension. Kim even laughed wholeheartedly, embracing the situation as Osman playfully imitated her gestures to entertain the crowd. 15. Lewis Hamilton, the racing legend moving at a snail's pace. Lewis Hamilton, a Formula One legend, is one of the most talented drivers in the world with numerous championship titles. Neil Davis, on the other hand, is an ordinary man, but bears an uncanny resemblance to Hamilton, making even close friends struggle to tell them apart. When Neil was photographed driving at a slow pace on the street, Hamilton fans immediately mistook him for the racing icon. Within a short period, Neil's photos flooded social media, with thousands of people confusing him for Lewis Hamilton, asking for selfies and autographs. When Hamilton learned about his lookalike on the streets, he was astonished, his eyes wide open. He never imagined someone could look so much like him. In a later interview, he shared, "At first, I couldn't believe it. When I saw Neil's image, I thought I was being pranked. But the truth is, he looks exactly like me, from the smile to every feature. The only difference is his speed." Hamilton admitted the situation intrigued him, though he never had the chance to meet his doppelganger. I believe these strange stories of uncanny resemblances will leave a lasting impression. Of course, there are still mysteries without answers, leaving us to ponder these bizarre coincidences. So, after watching all of this, how do you feel about these phenomena? Don't forget to leave a comment and hit the subscribe button to catch all the fascinating videos on our channel.